Hello guys, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andrea Papito here, and in this video I'm going to talk about the high net worth individual flat tax in Italy in 2024. And if you're in this channel, don't forget to subscribe, notification bell, and like button, because here in ESENtaxa we talk about how to optimize your taxes in a specific country. We talk about Italy and we also cover other jurisdictions, but in this specific video I want to focus on Italy, and if you want to relocate in this country, how to minimize your tax burden there. I'm going to straight to the point in this video because I want to give you actually an update on the high net worth individual flat tax for 2024 and a lot of misconceptions that you have, and you address to us, to our consultancy firm, your doubts about how to apply this specific tax benefit. Now, let me quickly summarize this tax benefit. First, it's about the 100,000 euro flat tax that you're going to pay on your worldwide foreign income, okay? So, high net worth individual tax regime in Italy, which allows you to pay 100,000 euro per year in one slice, that basically replace the taxation, the ordinary taxation on your foreign income. Okay, so you move to Italy, you take the residence in Italy, you become Italian tax resident, you will be Italian tax resident on worldwide income, and the foreign income, instead of being taxed with the ordinary Italian progressive tax rates from 23 up to 43, you only pay 100,000 euro, which is a fixed fee, and you can also earn billion of euro, doesn't matter. This is the only things that you have to pay. And moreover, you don't have to monitor all your foreign assets. You don't have to declare your foreign bank accounts, neither your foreign companies, foreign share, financial product, crypto investment, whatever you have. This is not an issue, will be completely invisible for the Italian tax authorities, okay? So you just have to pay this 100,000 euro. So this is basically the basic concept of this tax regime. It's known as a new resident tax regime or high net worth individual tax regime. Has different names. The official names from the Italian tax agency is the regime for new resident. It is an optional regime, but basically you can choose to apply it. It's not mandatory. And of course, it's addressed to those who consider 100,000 euro a small amount of money to pay. If you're earning million of euro from abroad, of course, generated abroad, that's the big important part, 100,000 euro is going to be a few amount of money to pay in relation with your big income, okay? Of course, if you're earning 10 million euro, this will be only 1% tax to pay, you see? So it's a fixed and not in percentage. Now, what are the misconceptions that I was mentioning at the beginning of this video? First of all, people think that this is not so convenient compared to other tax regimes. This is mostly considered a tax regime that it's very similar to the no-dom tax regimes in Europe. The difference is that here you pay a fee of 100,000 euro, while the other no-dom tax regime with the income produced abroad, you don't pay anything, but you have the issue of remittance. So if you remit your foreign income into the country, such as Malta, UK, Ireland, these kind of countries, you have to pay taxes when you bring money back into the country. This is not the case of Italy. You pay 100,000 euro on the foreign generated income. So there is no taxation on remittance, no tax on remittance. So this is one of the most important things that you have to consider. Another point here in this tax regime is that this tax regime can be extended to your family members. And family members are not just the related, restricted family members, but also far family members, 3-degree family members related, right? For example, your cousins, your aunt, your uncles, etc., etc. So family members is quite large idea here. And if it happens that your wife, your cousin, your brother, your sister has income from abroad of million euro and you want to move to Italy, you're not going to pay 100,000 euro each of you, but only one main taxpayer will pay 100,000 euro and the other family members will pay only 25,000 euro each, okay, for each family member which will be added to this program. So among your family, you have to elect only one main taxpayer And the rest of the family members will pay only 25,000 euro as a substitutive taxation for your foreign generated income, okay? So, this is quite important. So, if you are 3 of you, you're going to pay only 150,000 euro, okay? And each one of you has a million of euros, you see? It's going to be nothing in terms of taxation. Huh? So, this is one of the most important points that a lot of people are not considering when they have to evaluate the high net worth individual flat tax in Italy. So, extension to family members. Only 25k each. Third point, what about running your business abroad? This is one of the most important points here. Running my business abroad while I'm Italian tax resident. Most of you guys own business abroad. Business incorporated in a form of companies. So you're running a business most likely online or also physical business abroad. And you are scared that if you move to Italy, you have been told that if you move to Italy, if you run the business from Italy, the place of effective management will be from Italy because most likely it's you that is running the business. So you are the place of effective management, you give the direction of your company. And if this is done in Italy by an Italian tax resident, by default, the Italian law will consider your foreign company an Italian company. And the proof is it in your charge, so you have to prove the contrary, okay? So they will consider your company by default Italian, and you have to basically give the proof that actually your company is running for real abroad. It's gonna be an hassle here, an hassle to deal with lawyers and things and prove the contrary. But if you apply for this tax regime, for the high net worth individual tax regime, this Italian law that qualifies you automatically your company abroad automatically as an Italian one, simply because you're an Italian tax resident, simply because as administrator of the company, as the owner of the company, because you own the majority of the shares, you are Italian tax resident, also the company is tax resident. So this law doesn't apply when you apply for this tax regime, okay? So here's the trick. So you're not considered anymore, your company is not considered anymore Italian by default. This is not going to happen anymore. So basically it's on their side to prove the contrary. That's the big difference. Of course, here we have to be clear that you still have to run your business abroad. So you can have your Italian tax resident, you can live in Italy, no problem. But you have to prove, you don't have to prove anymore anything, but you have to run your business for real abroad, and your salary, for example, as administrator, because most likely this is your position in the company, the classical situation, the majority of our cases are online business and I'm the only one running the business, classical one. If you have a business abroad with some substantial economy behind it, this is not a problem, even if you don't apply for this tax regime. So you move abroad for some period to run your business. So you have to basically really run your business abroad to be bulletproofed against any other problem with the Italian tax agency. But again, it's not anymore at your charge to demonstrate that the companies abroad will be at the charge of the Italian tax agency. It's different. So you can run a business, run a company abroad without the default requalification. So that's the real important point. Now, how do I run my business abroad if I'm living in Italy? Well, it's quite fairly simple. When you register yourself in the Italian commune for more than 6 months, you will be considered automatically Italian tax resident, so you can apply for this tax regime, no problem. But then you have to find a way to go abroad and run your business abroad. That's it. In most of the cases, some of our clients decided to move the residents in the north of Italy, close to the border, so they can commute and stay abroad, because if they run their business, they can prove that the actual place of effective management of the company is not an Italian territory. You can run your business in whatever country in the world, not in a specific country, because you can go abroad for 3 months, 2 months, then you can change country and run your business in another country. I'm talking about the neighborhood country, which is the classical example, like France, Switzerland, Austria, Slovenia. So if you go around, and you never pass them in neither of them more than 6 months, you don't run your business in more than 6 months in any of the neighboring country, you're not considered tax residents there, your company is not considered tax resident in any of those countries, but at the same time you're Italian tax resident because you're registered to the commune, right? And then your business abroad can be flourished without any problem, and you as administrator, you'll pay only 100,000 euro in Italy. That's it. And then the 100,000 euro covers not just the administrator payroll, but also your dividend, your royalties, whatever kind of income you're receiving from that company, from your business, or from abroad in general. I don't know if I made myself clear. Anyway, each case, each situation has to be analyzed carefully. So we have our consultancy services. In the description below the video, you will have our calendar link to book a consultation call, 20 minutes, 1 hour, where we can provide your tax simulation to understand if the relocation in Italy makes sense, if you can apply for this tax regime, and moreover, if your situation, if you have a company abroad, makes sense, it works with the Italian tax regime 100K without any problem with the Italian tax agency. And here I'm going to give you another important point, just maybe is the cherry on top. You can ask in advance, so basically there is the advance ruling to the Italian tax agency for this specific regime. Basically you can ask to the Italian tax agency, if you are qualified for this tax regime and if your personal situation doesn't clash with Italian law. So basically you can check with the Italian tax agency that what I said in your situation, it's fine. And once they give you a positive answer, they are bound to that response, and then you are bulletproof for a period of 15 years, because this regime will last for 15 years. It's a lot of time. And how to do that? We also provide this service. We can prepare you this demand. This basically is a checkbox list that has to be go through, and a document that has to be right with your specific situation. And it has to be sent in a certain way with a certain formalities. But once this document is sent, it describes your situation. You can also you can send this document also without being Italian tax resident. You can do this before moving to Italy in advance. That's why it's advanced tax ruling. And they can basically confirm if your situation is basically compliant with this tax regime. If your company abroad is fine, if you're running your business abroad, you have to describe that I'm going to run my business every time abroad, and that's fine. Okay? And we provide you this service, so we provide you the template of this document, we can write down everything, we can send it over, and we'll see if the Italian tax agency replies with a positive answer, negative answer, or simply doesn't reply at all. Because in Italy, we also have this system. If they don't reply at all, it means automatically, yes, your situation has been accepted. Okay, so I think now in this video I clarified some misconceptions of this tax regime, because a lot of people were asking about these kind of things. I hope I was clear. If you have some doubt from this video, don't hesitate to write down at info@esentaxa.com, so we might clarify some certain things that we have said in this video, or you can write down in the comment. And if you want to know more, if your situation makes sense, if you can move forward with the advanced tax ruling for the tax regime, please let us know. And this way you can basically enjoy and pay only 100,000 euro or 25,000 for the rest of your family members, live in Italy, and enjoy your income from abroad. Of course, there will be also analysis, deep analysis with your country of origin, because it's from which the stream of income is coming from, and we also have to take into account the double taxation agreement to see if for you makes sense pay 100,000 euro plus some eventual withholding tax at the source. Anyway, it's a long discussion. We need to have a consultation with you. Thank you for watching this video, and see you to the next content. Bye.